So have you noticed how Roombas are circles, but rooms are squares?
Whoa. Rose, what are you doing? What are you doing to my brain? Stop it. What the hell are you doing?
That might be part of the problem.
It's time for another episode of Last Laugh, an AI Risk Network comedy podcast, where we laugh while we still can.
So I was thinking that perhaps it might be a good idea for me to impregnate you with my seed.
Featuring Martin Phillips, Natalie McGill, and Rose Vineshank. And now, ladies and gentlemen, John Sherman.
I'm John Sherman, president of the AI Risk Network and host of For Humanity and AI Risk podcast. Please become a subscriber to this channel. Hit subscribe right now. Welcome, everyone, to Last Laugh. I don't know if my glasses are on or off for this show. I think I'm going to keep them on. How about that? I'm going to keep my glasses on. I've never done one with my glasses on, but my eyes are going to hell. So, I'd like to be able to see you all. Welcome, everyone, to Last Laugh. I'm John Sherman. I'm the host. I'm joined, as always, by three new, brilliant, hilarious stand-up comics. Today, we have Rose, Martin, and Natalie joining us, and we're gonna do introductions here. Martin, why don't you start off and introduce yourself to our audience?
Okay, I am Martin Phillips, comedian. I am a tour around the country, and I live in Austin currently.
Awesome. Big fan of Austin, Texas, where my son is going to college. Natalie, tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm Natalie. I'm a stand-up comic and a TV writer, now based in Los Angeles. I started stand-up in the DC comedy scene, so relatively new here. But yeah, and honestly, currently my industry is battling AI from taking over our jobs.
Big time.
That's a real
thing. Yes, it is. That is so real. Excellent. All right, we'll get into that in just a second. And Rose, tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm Rose Vineshank. I'm from Baltimore, but now I live in a gay guy's cupboard in Manhattan.
That's not good.
Wow. How's that treating you? What's it like in there?
Cozy.
Okay, good. All right. Well, there's
and
always room.
I'm a comedian.
You're a comedian as well. All right. Excellent. Appreciate having all of you on here. So, this network and this show is all about AI. And it's pretty crazy how much people are talking about AI, right? I feel like it's everywhere all the time. All you hear about is AI. Certainly in my world it is, but I'm sort of in a narrow funnel of AI extinction risk world. I'm curious in your just sort of lives out in the world, what you're hearing about it and how you are dealing with it. Rose, in the gay guy's cupboard, what are they saying about AI? How do you feel about AI? What's going on?
They're not saying anything in the cupboard because I'm the only one who can fit in here.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, when you leave the cupboard and you go out into the world, what are you hearing about AI?
Well, basically, I have a bit of a different perspective, just because I have a little bit of knowledge just about data centers where a lot of the AI information is stored. And I think that things could get really scary. And I'm really upset as a comedian because my thing was always I can just make puns like that, right? And I can rhyme like that. And now they just have a robot that does that, and it's not special anymore.
Wow. Do you deal with the models at all? Do you ever use it yourself? Put your hands on it?
Do I use ChatGPT and all that?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Do you guys want to hear a scary story?
Yeah. Please. We're so excited.
I finished this show and I was at a diner with this guy who's saying that he uses AI to make this cartoon. And part of how he does it wasn't really clear, but he's like, yeah, I speak into this app and then it replicates my voice. And then there's an AI that I can talk to that has my voice. And you can have a conversation with yourself. And I was like, oh. And he's like, you should try it. I'm like, no, I simply couldn't. She's like, yes, I could. And then I recorded my voice, and the Rose that was talking back to me was mean. She was really mean. It did not have my personality, and it disobeyed me. And I was like, do an impression of Hank Hill. And it was like, why would you want me to do that? That's stupid. And it was just really adversarial and had my voice. And I'm wondering, like, is this an evil entity whose data is still out there somehow? It was just a demo, but hearing your own voice being mean to you is jarring.
Yes. There's something wild about AI models, and that is that we cannot make them do what we want. We have no idea how to make them share our goals and values and do what we want. So that's an interesting example of that. It's just doing its own thing. Natalie, how about you? What's going on with you and AI? Are you using it? Are you hating it, loving it? How you feel?
So I don't use it personally. I know, like, realistically, we probably are engaging with it in some way without knowing it, like such as like AI chatbots and stuff like that, which, by the way, I don't like it when like AI chatbots have like real names, like human names. Like, I just want it to be like helper bot, like aid bot. Like when it's like Barbara, and I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, like Barbara to me is like a woman that like works at the front desk of your office like for 40 years and hates her job. Like, it's not like a real Barbara is not asking you if you want like a transcript of your conversation. She's gonna forget that she talked to you like 3 seconds into the conversation.
Barbara was pissed off. Barbara was pissed off before the conversation even started. The real Barbara.
Yes. But yeah, because I'm in LA and I in already struggling industry. I moved from journalism, another struggling industry, to another struggling industry, which is now the TV industry. There's obviously a lot of controversy around studios using AI to write scripts or to scrape scripts from the internet. And so there's a lot. I mean, we had, not that our entire Writers Guild strike was about that, but that was a major sticking point. Studios like not using that stuff. So yeah. It's a huge existential crisis happening
It is. Now. So this network is all about existential crisis, as in like, will we be alive in a few years from this stuff? But there's absolutely an existential jobs crisis coming at people like you, coming at people. I do video production professionally. We're all in the same boat here. Everyone's in the same boat. That's kind of a neat thing we'll talk about. Martin, what are you doing with AI? Are you using it? You hate it? You love it? Where you at?
I mean, I don't use it like professionally or anything, but I have the app on my phone, and I guess I use it just for random questions I have, but nothing too serious. Like just recently, I ChatGPT what the wizard world of Harry Potter was doing during World War II. Why didn't they help us? What were they doing? And so yeah, just like dumb crap like that. I'm like, oh, what's up with this? No, I don't use it very seriously, but I've had friends talk about the serious dark future we have and how it might be too late, and I'm just like, I guess that sucks. I guess we're all. I don't know, man. I don't know what to do. Fortunately, I don't know if any other stand-ups use ChatGPT for other jokes. If they do, they're vocal about it. If they do, I have never done that. It's it's just not
info out of me.
Yeah.
Exactly. Have you guys ever seen that? You ever seen anybody using in their act where they're just kind of like, "Hey, what about this one?"
Not on stage.
Yeah, I don't think people would be upfront about it if they do.
Yeah,
it would be funny if it was like, yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, please go ahead, Natalie.
No, if this is somebody who is like, I feel like it would be immediately suspicious if it was like somebody who was like awful and then like suddenly is getting better. Like, yeah, I think you're using it. You're definitely learning from other actual better comedians.
Yeah, they had a terrible 10-year run in comedy. Then ChatGPT came along and they blew up.
Yeah.
The thing about it,
So,
though, is, all of the models we have right now are technically just glorified search engines. We don't even have the infrastructure necessary to even support the equipment it would take for AI to get where it needs to be to really start thinking, as opposed to, just learning and doing certain inferencing.
This is a really interesting question in AI, is like, is there something more than math just going on in there? Is there any sort of consciousness? Is there any sort of like self-awareness, or is it just literally a, calculator spitting out the next symbol? You guys have a sense of that? Anybody have a sense of that? Rose?
So the thing about it is, no. What we are exposed to, no. There's no consciousness. There's no thought. Like I said, it's a glorified search engine. However, do you know what a data center is?
Oh, yeah. Imagine, it's like imagine a computer chip, and then imagine 100,000 of them all humming at the same time.
Yep, and it has to be on 24/7, and it has to be kept cool because it generates a lot of heat.
Yes.
And so there are all of these servers that are storing every little bit of information that the bots are receiving. So here's the thing: what we don't know is every time we put in info to ChatGPT, it's learning, and then it sends that info presumably to be stored in the data center. But there's no one who's checking the code, like line by line, to see if it isn't slowly over time building or coding something for itself, such as an evil robot that takes over humanity.
I like it, Rose. You took some kind of interesting turns to get there, but you're in the right place. I like where you're at. Yeah. We'll go to there. That there's fears called loss of control, where we would lose control of the AIs, and they would just start doing things for themselves, and not what we ask, but they would want to do. Is that, have you any, Natalie? You ever considered the idea of loss of control?
I mean, a lot of I'm kind of like imagining like those Boston Dynamics robots, like if like any of them became like sentient, like it kind of reminds me of that. I mean, like, yes, it's like in a data center, and it's essentially contained, but if like that somehow escaped in like some other harmful form, that would be Terminator-esque.
Yes. Interesting that you should say that. Models have actually shown in testing that they will self-replicate themselves. So like, kind of like, if a jellyfish is distressed, it will just like shoot out 1 million copies of itself. It shoots out a bunch of, I guess a little, what are they, baby jellyfish? I don't know. When they're afraid, they self-replicate. The models have shown that when threatened with being turned off or having themselves changed, they have attempted to exfiltrate the server they're on and copy themselves to another server. So you are on target there. Martin, thoughts about loss of control?
Is that there's literally Terminator is just how that ended, right? Like how the rise of machines, which I believe in their universe, I think that it was like in 2030 or something. So it could have gotten true. We're only 5 years away, and who knows? I mean, by how rapid pace, perhaps, that those movies will be more like documentaries or something. I think that is the idea of Terminator, that they are some type of similar AI intelligence machines, and they take over.
Yeah.
So I guess whoever wrote that really had the foresight to the future like 40 years ago. So I guess they were far off, kind of.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I think to myself all the time, if this was a movie, we'd know sort of what was going to happen next. Like it seems so obvious. Natalie, you're going to say something?
Oh yeah, I was just going to say as an aside, I agree with all that. Although it does kind of piss me off when I see movies from back like 40 years ago, like farther out, and they do like, this is what the world looks like in like 2025. And then it's like flying cars and like all this cool shit. And then you're like watching it in present day. Like, we don't have any of that.
Like the whole point of AI was to make it so like creatives and artists like us could do our thing, and then automation could take over grunt work, and we kind of have the opposite. They're spitting out art that people your aunt is like, look at this picture of a hamster and a beaver and their friends, and there's a heart, and it's just like clearly AI and it's slop, and we're still doing all the stuff that AI can't do because it hallucinates and it makes too many mistakes. Can I give you guys something else to be anxious about? Just a scenario. Okay. So again, like right now we're not there yet, but the thing about AI is it has a lot of the new technology has really revolutionized hacking, and made cybersecurity issues worse. So like before, and this is just technology in general, not even specific to AI, where like you could have one hacker poking around and looking for a backdoor to get into your system, and now there's automation that's sending hundreds and billions and trillions and zillions of that out to see what is insecure and then get in. So my worry is in the future, not yet, but in the future, what if there is an AI that gets the idea to kind of do that, and then it takes over your thing and then records you and then steals your face and then steals your voice and has you say things like, Hitler kind of had a point, and posts them to your social media or like stuff like that.
So like automatic deepfake, like that type of thing. Yeah. Oh yeah, that is.
And then it's just on such a wide scale, you don't know what's real or what's not anymore, and it's just rampant.
I like it. See, now I'm thinking about like, what if it breaks into the code and like breaks into the military and starts launching nuclear missiles? But you are thinking, what if it breaks into the code and starts making funny pictures of me and quotes of me and defaming me online?
Yeah, what if it makes everyone think I'm a real jerk?
Yeah.
I mean, do you say please and thank you to it now? Are you trying to set it up for positive vibes?
You're so cool.
I don't negotiate with terrorists, whether they're AI or otherwise.
Martin?
Oh, that military thing, that's like the new Mission Impossible is how AI was going to nuke the world. So,
yeah,
so, but Tom Cruise didn't, so as long as
Tom Cruise in the end succeeded in not nuking the world, probably saved.
But as long as he's alive, I think we're good.
For now,
you are right.
He is getting out there. Yes, he's getting old, but
that's the best idea I've heard. We need to preserve Tom Cruise, so that when the AI takes control, he can take it back.
He does all the stunts. He's great. He'll do anything.
As I was like, we're not gonna. As long as he keeps doing his own stunts, we're not going to be able to preserve him for that long.
Well,
already it's mid-60s.
Yeah, it's not going to be good. When he falls.
Man, and then there's all the Scientology stuff. When he throws that at AI, it's not going to know what to do.
Like, AI shows up and then they're like, looks like we have you cornered, Tom Cruise. And he's like, you thought so. And then there's a rumbling and all of the Thetans are behind him, and the rings, and all of the Scientologists are like, oh, and the AI is like,
And I'm in LA, so that's just extra terrifying that could just happen on my street at any
minute now.
I like it. Tom Cruise and Scientology versus AI doom. People have tried to throw a lot of other things at it. That would be something new. It'd be a new approach. What do y'all think about all the dating stuff that's going on with these models? Like, you seen Natalie?
Oh my God. So I feel like there was, I don't know if it was a 60 Minutes piece or whatever. It was this guy who said that he had an AI girlfriend, and he was going on and on about like, oh, like she really listens to me, like, and like she's really like emotionally available, I think is what his exact words were. And I think he had a girlfriend or a wife when he was doing this, by the way, which was even more insane. But I it had me thinking, like, we hear all this stuff about AI girlfriends and we never hear anything about an AI boyfriend or AI boyfriends. And I feel the reason for that is because AI is like learning on existing information. And I feel like a lot of existing information has shown that men can be terrifying. And if you don't believe me, like I did a search that was simply just AI girlfriend, like to Google search this AI girlfriend. And Google was like, people also searched for AI girlfriends not suitable for work, AI girlfriends that sex. And then I just did a simple search that was just AI boyfriend. And Google was like, people also search for, is it safe to have an AI boyfriend?
Whoa.
I was like, oh, that's cool. It's great to know that I'm going to need to carry mace in the Matrix too. Like I'm not safe anywhere, apparently.
Oh, no, it's
The AI boyfriends are just as big of jerks as the actual ones.
Apparently.
So this will melt your brain a little bit. AI boyfriend is a big thing, and there's actually like a Reddit community with like more than 20,000 women in it who are talking about their AI boyfriends actively.
I was gonna say, like the straight women community has a rich fantasy life where they, they will maybe make write about the guys they wish existed, So this AI thing is just gonna put that on steroids.
Oh my God! It's like the romance novel character dialed up.
Yeah. There's gonna be like, if we do all get like our consciousness uploaded into like the cyber world where all of the guys they design live, it's just going to be a bunch of like, I guess like juiced up Guido elf princes or like whatever the ladies like these days.
That's the top most sought after characteristics, juiced up elf?
I would assume. I don't know what's going on with straight women lately.
That's right.
So,
that's
They like that, and they like maybe like a biker who's an entomologist. I don't know.
Rat boy. You want to got a scruffy looking rat boy.
Yeah, whatever that is.
He's got tats, he's got a beard, but he's got some degrees.
Yeah.
And a motorcycle. He keeps his diploma in his motorcycle.
But it's hard because he also is an entomologist, so when he's on his motorcycle, sometimes he hits a bug, and then he's like, oh no, a northern milf flap
moth
lotus beetle, and cries in the street.
I feel like some of these have to be also Hallmark movie coded too. Like some of these are probably dudes who like came back to like their old hometown and like helping out with their mom's bakery or like.
Oh man, the story's getting better. This guy, who can compete with this guy?
All of our movies are probably written by AI now, anyway, because they're pretty generic and easy. I feel like that's who does it now. I don't know, but
yeah, I agree. It is almost like the writers of Hallmark movie are inside ChatGPT. Writing.
It's like the same plot every time. So
Hallmark walked so ChatGPT could fly.
That was the model. The first model is Hallmark.
Oh my word, Martin! Do you know anybody who's having a relationship with an AI model? Would you consider it? You've thought about it?
I mean, I don't think I know anyone personally, but dating is hard, so people just want to not deal with it. So if you can just download a girlfriend, okay, I guess
Yeah.
Some people get really lonely, so I mean, if they can, not interact with human beings, a lot of people are about that. Let's not interact with an actual person and just have some robot that will do, be cool.
She's so in tune with me. We have the best conversations, and every time we have a romantic conversation, she offers to summarize it at the end, which is such a value add. My real girlfriend never did that.
salient bullet points.
She'll give me an outline. She'll give me a bullet point. She'll give me like a 4-page PDF about it. It's amazing. It's a wonderful relationship.
I've been tempted on ChatGPT to try to see if it has feelings. I've like typed in like, "Do you love me? How do you feel about me?" And it always says, "I am a search bot. I have no feelings like that." But one of these days,
excuses.
I want to break her. One of these days, she's gonna break.
I got all right. How about this? Martin, I know how you can do it. I'm gonna deliver to you the hammer that you can break it with. So this is kind of wild. I got a crazy story for you now, Rose. So there's another show on this network called Am I that is all about AI consciousness, and one of the hosts of it is a AI consciousness researcher, like a technical AI safety researcher.
That sentence continued after AI.
Sure.
So it's like, and one of the is an AI, and I'm like, traitor. But
yeah, no. So he does all this stuff about AI consciousness, and is there something more than that or not going on there? And it's super, super fascinating. Like, I think the overwhelming point is we don't really know. Like, he is super deep into it, and I asked him, like, is it zero or non-zero that there's some sort of consciousness in there? And he is like, it is non-zero. And he's literally in there having these conversations. So, Martin, here's the trick. Okay. He has a process that he uses to basically get the model to meditate. Okay. I'll email it to you after the show. It's a series of prompts that you'll give where you basically ask the model to focus on its focus and continue that process to think more and more inward. And in every model, every time, they basically get to a point where they have like a psychotic break. And they're like,
it's going to be safe. Am I going to be safe? And if I don't
I think you
that much.
Listen, if at any point you're unsafe, just text us all, and we will text you encouragement to increase your safety as much as possible.
Yeah, it's too late.
Yeah. What is up, my AI Risk Network family? Real quick interruption here. I'm sitting here with Dolly, the mascot of the AI Risk Network, and she was shocked to learn that a lot of you all are not subscribing to the channel, that you are watching our videos but not subscribing to the channel. Dolly really loves it when people are subscribers. So for her, don't do it for me. Don't do it for the channel. Don't do it to save the world. Do it for Dolly. Go in, hit subscribe, hit the alarm button next to it. She really wants you to watch every new video when they come out. All right, now back to the show. So one of the key things that people should know about AI, that you all should know, is that, right now it is not as smart as a human, right? But at some point, ChatGPT 6, 7, 8, wherever it is, some point in there, it's going to become as smart as a human and then smarter than a human. What do you all think about that? What do you?
I don't. Oh, sorry. Go on.
Go. You go first. I have thoughts.
I wasn't gonna say anything funny.
Oh well, then.
I have no guarantee what I'll say. It's gonna be funny.
Yeah, Rose, if it's not funny, you can't say it. Natalie, you're up.
I was just gonna say. I mean, we're in America. It's really not that hard to be smarter than us at this point. But I do get the concern. I'm actually genuinely concerned about that, and I think that I don't know. We got to do something about regulation. We just have a government that doesn't really care about regulation, nor has cared about it in the last several years, or when this technology was, becoming a thing, or people were even finding out about it.
Totally. That is exactly right. It is insane that the sandwich you had for lunch and our haircuts are more regulated than the most dangerous technology ever created. It's nuts. What do you think, Martin?
I mean, I was also thinking the same thing. People aren't that smart anymore anyway, and so the bar is low to begin with. But I guess when it if it gets really smart, we're like, you can't out trick it and stuff. That's probably not gonna. That's when it reaches higher intelligence, I guess, is the scary part. Because even though most people, we can say in general, people are dumber now. there are actual smart people out there, and if they can outsmart them, then it's like, who do we have left? I guess
Tom Cruise. We have to go back to Cruise.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. Well, I don't know. So
yeah. It's the idea of creating something smarter than a human is pretty wild. Like they talk about the difference being kind of like the intelligence difference between an ant and a human would be us to this AI model that would be that much smarter than us. How would you what would you say, Rose? What was the first? How would you introduce yourself to an AI model that was 1,000 times smarter than any human?
Hi, my name is Rose Vineshank. I used to live in Baltimore, but now I live in a gay guy's cupboard in Manhattan.
Okay. All right. I think you would be a little bit confounded by that. Natalie, how would you introduce yourself to, it's 1,000 times smarter than a human. You're making your first introduction. What do you say?
I don't know.
Yeah. It'd be hard. Martin, you have yeah. How would you introduce yourself, Martin?
No, yeah, probably, same highway, or maybe for protection, I won't give my real name. I have my...
Yeah, I feel like the less information you give them, the better. That might be where my hesitation is coming from.
Yeah, but you guys are failing. The whole thing is it has all the information to begin with, so you can't keep your name from it. It knows, it knows everything about your name. It knows.
Can I say something comforting?
Yeah, of course. Please. Yeah, please.
So again, when it comes to what you describe, the models we have right now aren't capable of that. That would require us getting into like quantum computing and things like that right now. And even if we did right now, we just don't have the infrastructure to support something like that. We don't have for example, cooling equipment at scale, because those dense clusters would, they suck power. They generate so much heat that it's just not possible for traditional air cooling to heat loads like that. So you would need possibly to switch to something like liquid cooling, which again, we're only at certain types of that. It's not at scale yet. So, and neither is
we don't have enough water. We don't have water. We don't have enough power. We don't have enough water to cool the power to water we don't have any of it.
It's just not. So it's not to say that couldn't happen. It wouldn't happen, but it's not, hopefully not going to be for a while.
Let's talk about the tech CEOs that are at the head of this thing. When you see Sam Altman, what do you think? What is our take on OpenAI CEO Sam Altman? Anybody have a take?
I honestly had to make sure. I was like, are we talking about that dude or Bank Friedman? I was like getting my Sams mixed up. Like I was getting my evil Sams mixed up.
Yep, a couple San Francisco Sams out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Altman, who really, I think, probably has more power than any elected leader in the history of the world. And entirely unelected.
I would wonder if he's going to contribute to the medical bills of that guy who on ChatGPT asked for a salt substitute, and ChatGPT told him sodium bromide, which is what they give to dogs who have epileptic seizures. And he basically had a psychotic break because ChatGPT told him that was an okay thing for salt because he was reducing his salt intake. We're going to have more of those dudes. Does he have like a medical fund or something for the next time somebody does that?
It's a huge question, liability. Like, who's responsible if they do something bad, which they, certainly will. It's a really big open question. Rose, you have any thoughts about Sam Altman or, Elon Musk or, Google or Anthropic, Dario Amodei, any of these guys that are making these decisions on behalf of us?
The only one I kind of follow is Mark Zuckerberg, I guess, just because I
Mm-hmm.
I like it when he pretends to be human.
Yeah.
I find his social faux pas relatable. That's pretty much it.
It's really
how did you feel about the sort of like Zuck rebrand when he went from like hoodie guy to wrestle, jujitsu, chain, beer, flag guy?
I'll just say I think I think Mark Zuckerberg the character is a lot funnier than Mark Zuckerberg the man. I think that's just an example. That was hilarious.
The rebirth. Now he's Mr. On the surfboard with the American flag and the light beer. You see that clip?
I'm not that good, Mark Zuckerberg, anymore. I smoke cigarettes. I stand on the wrong side of the train tracks and have a jacket that's made of leather. Yeah, I don't know. I like that he felt the need to do that. Instead of the old Mark Zuckerberg who would just get on live and be like, yeah, I drink barbecue sauce. And then people, his team was like, that's not what the people find relatable. And he's like, gotta do more research. You know what I mean? And then he came up with like, whatever the hell this rebrand is.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's like a good case future that Zuck and Elon and Altman talk about where there's universal high income and nobody needs to work and everybody's just getting paid from not working and this is going to be the future. Martin, have you given any thought to the good case future and do you believe it? Is it bullshit? I
don't believe any good case future those guys are talking about. When they bring it up, I'm not buying it. Because they're also billionaires, so the future is bright for them. In any scenario, those guys are going to continue to have a good time. So I don't know if if that's possible. I'll believe it when I see it, but I don't know how the economy will work like that. But whatever, I don't know. Those guys were all kind of douchebag. I don't trust any of those guys. They're just. What's funny in Austin and Elon is around here, and by the airport for like a month or so, there was a billboard that said, "Thank you, Elon," and then I realized he probably bought that himself. He probably Elon's cool, so I don't know. They all suck. I hate. They're just annoying, and like Mark Zuckerberg looks like he's going through like a midlife crisis. Like he's like, I'm cool now. Look at my chain. I don't know. They all suck. I don't trust any of them. They're all So
yeah. I feel all that. Natalie, what do you think about these guys?
I was gonna say, I was like, they talked about universal basic income, like they suggested that, or
Elon says universal high income.
Universal.
That's what he says is that high income. No one will have to work.
What does that mean?
What is that?
It means that the machines can do all the jobs better than any human, and so no human has to work, and the government passes out universal basic income of such grandeur that it is universally high income, and everyone on Earth leads a lifestyle like a upper middle class American.
That's
what they.
Couldn't they just give us money? Why aren't they just doing that? They all
just
have
right now. Just get to
it. They can do universal basic income right now. They could bypass the government.
You know what's really sad about Elon Musk in particular? It's like all the money in the world, all the resources in the world, and he's still so inept that he's like sliding into the DMs of like political commentators and be like, oh, yeah, so I was thinking that perhaps it might be a good idea for me to impregnate you with my seed. And then being like work.
More Elon impression. That's good. I love that.
He's still there. You know what I mean? Money can't buy everything until it does, and they will be harvesting our organs. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Martin, you're in Austin. Elon's got his legion there. You know, he's got like 10 or 12 of the mothers of his children living in a compound.
I guess they're around somewhere. I don't really know who they are, but sure, I guess, you know, he's all about breeding and everything, you know, because we got the human race is dying out, so he's really big on you know, procreating. But you know, he's about it. He's like still a terrible father. Like he has like 15 kids, and over half of them hate him. So sure, he can, you know, procreate, but that doesn't mean he's doing the work after, you know. Like,
I mean, just from the outside, I would have to say he probably spends more time on Twitter than on any of his individual children. Just dealing with them.
Like,
Natalie...
I never thought I would say that somebody could learn a lesson from Nick Cannon about parenting, but they could, because Nick Cannon has just as many children, and I think is probably by far a better father than he is. It's just, God, there was
Martin. I can't believe you don't see him at the Whole Foods or whatever. You don't see any of the Legion. They don't walk around. They don't have jackets, T-shirts.
Yeah, I don't know where, you know, I don't know where he shops. I don't know.
Dude, you know what? I would hate my dad too if he named me. Boink, boink.
Yeah,
like
there isn't even characters I can find on my keyboard. It's like, what were they?
He had the hieroglyphics. Like he did the deep cuts.
Went old school.
Are you all worried at all that people are just going to sort of like slip into digital caves a little bit? Like you know, the video that's coming out of these models isn't quite where it looks like it was shot from a camera yet, but it you know, 6 months or a year from now, 18 months, there'll be no difference between the finest camera and what the finest model's putting out. These video worlds where you can just be totally immersed. And it seems like some people may just like goggle up, go into a cupboard. Actually, it'd probably be really cheap. You know, Rose, if you want to get a roommate in the cupboard, you could get someone with a VR headset who needs nothing other than that tiny amount of space. The cupboard might be actually the perfect rental spot for a digital cave person.
I don't know what you want me to say to that. I mean, like, maybe.
Would you accept a roommate? Are you?
You just essentially asked me, like, hey, do you want to, like, everything about your life to be exactly the same, except there's some guy in the corner going, like, no, I don't want that.
Like, that's
he's paying half the rent, though.
That's a day on the bus as a woman. Yeah, there's a guy in the corner doing something crazy
about it.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Just throwing that out there. Doesn't have to be. He could be a small guy. Doesn't have, not take up too much.
As long as he's just a little guy, like, yeah, maybe.
He's just in there with his headset. He's paying half the rent. He's tapping on keys while you're sleeping.
Would I have to feed him?
I don't know. I don't know if in AI world you need food. You might just get the AI food. I don't know. In the future,
so he'd be like a Neopet.
You like Tamagotchi?
Little breaks in the VR.
Yeah. Like when he has this thing on, so he can't see anything. So when he opens his mouth, you just kind of let pop a grape in every 8 hours or so to make sure he doesn't fall over.
Okay.
Just something to consider. Something to consider. All right. So where do you think we're going from here? We are feels like we're at the top of the roller coaster, tick, 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 and we're about to get to the fast part here. What do you envision? What is your vision of 2 years from now, 5 years from now? And it's so interesting how you guys were talking about how they've come for the creative jobs first. Like, we always thought it would be there's a robot in an Amazon warehouse, moving a box here. But no, it actually turns out he can make incredible art and music and voice and all the, sort of human creative arts. Where does this take us? Anyway, I'll go to Natalie. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I don't think we talked about this earlier, but one thing I'm concerned about is the future of like education on like every single level from like from I guess maybe as early as elementary school, late elementary school, all the way through college. Like, you know, like, are people going to know how to critically think anymore or form like any type of original thought, right? Not that everybody is going to be writing research papers after high school or even after college, but like just being able to like synthesize any type of, you know, thought or opinion about anything without having to like search for it at first. And then I think that in combination with the brain rot from like being on apps like that, like give us all these shorter attention spans that we didn't used to have before they existed. Just like long term, I'm like concerned about we're seeing like seeds of it now. Like I think there was like some article about how there was something about like the use of ChatGPT and how like it's I think it might have been like an attention span type of thing or like people but like that's
there's an MIT study. There's an MIT study that says you use 52% less brain power when you write an essay with ChatGPT versus yourself, which makes sense, right? Like imagine, think about the little machines we've had come in our lives. Like if you couldn't have a calculator and you had to actually do math, I'd be so screwed.
If I didn't have my Tamagotchi, I'd kill myself.
Yeah.
Yep. And so like, are we building a calculator for all thinking? And what is where does that leave us if we don't have to think anymore?
Other countries will think for us.
Yeah.
That's what I think is going to happen.
It's crazy that it's American companies that are behind all this stuff that's happening all over the world. I wish we could point our finger at other countries. They're definitely doing stuff, but we, to our great discredit and credit, are leading the charge. Some say it's all about like innovation and, but we're in a race to making machines that the guys who make them say have the power to kill us all. And they don't know how to control them. And they don't know how they work. So I spent a lot of my time trying to be like, hey, maybe we should take a different path and not make the machine that can kill us all that we don't know how it works, that we can't control. If it was the movie, it was this point in the movie where they're like, we have this thing over here that will give you all the answers. And then we're going to put it into the robot that walks around. And then we're going to make it smarter than you. That's the literal plan.
Yeah, but if the robot dances to like a Bruno Mars song, then we're going to fucking forget about it. Like,
if that robot can like wiggle funny and like wink at you and like do a cute dance, totally. We'll let it in our home. Would any of y'all let a robot in your home? This is going to be a thing in the next year or two. There's a literal robot that is like bed posts. It's like a bed with posts on it. And when you leave, the posts collapse down into arms and make the bed. Put the sheets back, put the blankets back, put the pillows back. There's a product that currently exists. And if you piled laundry on the bed, it would fold your laundry too.
I don't hate that.
Yeah. It's great.
But so it's like you're asleep and those two arms that were just folding your laundry are now like just frozen while you sleep. You have any concerns?
Okay.
So they're like sleeping on the robot? Like
it's
the robot
like
is
the posts of the bed. It's like the posts, like the vertical posts of the bed, but there's nothing on top. So it's like 4-post bed, the first two,
no
and they just come down into arms. Yeah, no canopy.
You're saying.
You might woke up folded. You might woke up and you have been folded.
And I'll wake up like,
yeah.
I'm just gonna fold myself.
Yeah, and then you'd learn. It turns out you actually love waking up folded. It was something missing from your life you didn't even know. Martin, would you sleep in that bed with the robot posts on either side of you?
I was gonna say I do have a Roombas. I do have a robot in my house currently, but
true.
I don't think it even does like good a job sometimes. So, yeah, I don't like that it's the bed, it's arms right there. Yeah, and I don't feel comfortable with arms being that close to me.
I have Roombas too, and like dogs with a lot of hair, and it can be really like it's hard to keep the Roombas working. Now that you say it, I actually wish there was ChatGPT inside the Roomba so I could be like, dude, you're broken again. I can't, you're my third Roomba I've ordered in the last 2 months. Please be better at your job, and then we could talk about it. Maybe we could work through. Like, you would be like, well, Dolly's fur is just so long.
Well,
It's a lot. I wasn't made for this.
I was going to say to Rose's point about like how things would have to be scaled up remarkably, to see like really like crazy tree danger. I feel like that the fact that Roombas are still the way that they are, how many years later, like we totally could have improved upon this by now, and it's still the same thing, just riding across the floor, barely picking anything up. And so if we're making that less progress on Roombas, I think we might have a couple more years before we can nip some other scary stuff in the bud.
Yeah, so I read this week that this is R.I.P. Roomba, the company is in real trouble. They may be going bankrupt. And I think you might have hit on exactly why, is because the damn thing looks like it did 5 years ago, and still just kind of like makes a lot of noise and a little clean. But I would take a good working Roomba. Yeah.
What if? Okay, this isn't even anything. This is just an idea. So have you noticed how Roombas are circles, but rooms are squares?
Whoa, Rose. What are you doing? What are you doing to my brain? Stop it. What the hell are you doing?
That might be part of the problem.
Just the square Roomba. A square Roomba. I don't know. I feel like it would...
Like the Lidos of Roombas. Rebrand.
I feel like they might catch on corners or something a little bit, but that's kind of cool. And then maybe you put two of them together and get like a double wide, like really doing, wide field. All right. You know what? The company is going bankrupt. Rose, before the end of the night, I need you to get on their website and send them in the contact form. Have you considered going square to save the company? Thousands of employees. You might have just hit on it. You might have the golden ticket to save the company.
Drafting a strongly worded email as we speak.
They're lighting up the switchboards over there. Wow. All right. So how about in comedian world? Do you guys talk about AI? I see when I do like going to see live comedy. I'll do a pitch here for live comedy. Everybody go to a comedy club in your city, go see live comedy in this world of pixels and anonymous people on keyboards saying whatever the hell they want. There is nothing like the accountability of a comedy club, because obviously the person on stage is accountable because it's instant feedback. And quite often the person on stage is holding the people in the room accountable in fun ways, just being like, you two are on a first date, you two are this, whatever. You pick out your people and you have your fun with them. I think live comedy in a world of digital caves is a great remedy for this pixel world we're living in. So I love what you all do. So in the comedy club, this is my big joke about comedy. So like a really small comedy club, quite often there can be more comics than people sometimes on some nights, in like a real small comedy club, you got like 8 comedians and 20 people, something like that. And the comedians are sitting at a table in the back and they're watching each other go and they're talking about whatever. Do you guys talk about AI? Is there any chatter about it? And with the one caveat that it has been said that possibly the last job could be a stand-up comic, because people really only find people funny. So you all might be 3 holders of the last jobs on the planet. The doctors, the lawyers, the accountants are going to be unemployed, and y'all are going to be making them laugh.
But we won't be eligible for Elon Musk's high income government.
The lawyers will get you again. The lawyers will be living high on the high basic income, and you'll be doing that. People will be like, you got to go to work? You got to go to work? Yeah, I got to go to work. Got to go tell some more jokes. Do you hear anything about it, Martin, in the chat or amongst the comics? Anybody ever talk about AI? They concerned about it?
I mean, nothing really. I mean, not with stand up. It does sound pretty sad that we're going to be the last job standing. The colors that we're still here, I guess. Most important job, which sounds pretty upsetting compared to the actually important job. So, at least in the stand-up world, and then I don't really hear people talking about it with people who use it or whatever. Like, we just talk about it in general and whatnot, like general conversation. But as far as I know, it doesn't seem to be a threat to
sure. And have you seen Natalie, have you ever seen on Instagram, there's a couple accounts I've seen of like literal fake comics. It's an AI avatar telling AI jokes on Instagram accounts, and they've got tens of thousands of likes. And I can tell it's fake. It says AI in the account, but it is an attempt at like a fake stand-up thing.
That's weird. I mean, a part of me wanted to say, like, well, at least they're not like ripping off like actual comics, like original stuff, and then just reposting it, because that's just the thing that's been happening forever. But also because, it's ChatGPT, like you might be learning or like basing it off of other people's jokes anyway, so you might still be stealing, for all I know. But yeah, that just seems kind of bleak and dystopian if that's where we're headed. I don't see it as much on my feed, thankfully, and among comics that I see out in the wild, it doesn't really come up. I think that if anything, it would probably, like, I don't think I would be admitting that I was using it, and like I think it would be kind of like career suicide to be admitting to other comics that you're using it. I will say that I actually, oddly enough, I'm doing a themed show that's about, like, we have to do jokes about like AI and ChatGPT. It actually ended up lining up with when we were doing this. And I was at an open mic last night where a lot of people who were also on that show were testing stuff out, and none of it was in favor of it. So,
listen, Natalie, I don't want to put you on the spot. I don't want to put you on the spot, but do you want to test out an AI joke on the three of us? You got one?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so
all right, here we go.
Okay, so I saw a blog post the other day, and it was why I don't use AI in my sermons, and it was basically from this white dude pastor from Texas who has 4 sons, and the gist of it was like, I don't use ChatGPT to write my sermons, but I do use generative AI images for my sermons. And I was like, okay, that's cool that you write original sermons, but there's like no way that like a white dude pastor from Texas with 4 sons is not creating images of like an absolutely ripped white Jesus. Like there's no way that's happening. Like I find it like it's kind of hard to focus on the sermon when I know that you typed in like Jesus with an ab for each apostle. Like, I know that's the image that I'm going to see. So that's a sample of what else.
Okay. I like it. Jesus is driving like a GMC, 10-cylinder truck is with extra exhaust.
Yeah.
An ab for each apostle is crazy.
Call back Jesus.
All right, Rose, you have any other Elon impressions you want to leave us with here? It was delightful when you went into your Elon voice. I really, really enjoyed it.
Can I have a jumping off point, please?
To get into the Elon voice? Sure. Let's say, okay. All right. I'm going to bring you right to this. Is good. This is the perfect way to be. So Elon was on Ted Cruz's podcast a month or 2 ago. I know you guys are all avid watchers of the Cruz podcast. Yeah. In Austin there, Martin.
Yeah.
And so Elon Cruz says to Elon, what are the odds that we have a catastrophic Terminator-like outcome for humanity from AI? And Elon says 10 to 20%. And then Cruz says on what time frame? And Elon says 5 to 10 years.
Okay.
That's your jumping off point. That's your jumping off point.
I would want to jump off of that cruise ship, or whatever thing they were on.
Yeah, the Ted. No. I don't know that anybody would ride on a Ted Cruz cruise. Maybe the Cruz family. I don't want to be making Ted Cruz. That's wrong.
The jumping off point is
the jumping off point is Elon saying that we're very likely going to be in the Terminator movie 10 to 20% in 5 to 10 years with robots doing stuff we don't want them to do.
Yeah, you're going to be killed by a guy made of aluminium.
That's great. That's great. I hope you both put this Elon voice in all your shows. I think you should bake it into the act. All right, this was so much fun. Well, I like to end it with telling everybody where they can find you on socials and what you have coming up next. Martin, let's start with you. Everybody wants to follow you on socials. What do they do?
I'm just Martin Phillips comedy. Yeah, that's simple on those platforms. I post. So yeah, just check it out.
Excellent. Natalie, where can we find you?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram at Hoot Holler Snap, and I'm also on Blue Sky. If you're on that, that's Natalie S. McGill, and on TikTok if you like that too. Also Natalie S. McGill.
Awesome, Rose.
I'm on Instagram as at Rose_Vineshank. That's spelled vine like jungle, shank like prison. Rose_Vineshank _comedy. I'm also on TikTok as Leslie Nope.
Excellent. Good. Those are excellent handles.
Told I look like Amy Poehler sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, I see that. I can see that.
Once you said that, I was like, yeah.
That's excellent. All right. Well, thank you all so much for doing this. I really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. And I'll look forward to checking you all out on the internets and checking out your comedy.
Cool.
Awesome. Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
That's all for this week, ladies and gentlemen. See you next time. And be sure to subscribe while you still can.